Sup guys, it's Distro. I haven't done one of these in so long, and I'm happy to be bringing it back. Bronze to Master, episode 1, 2015-16-ish. Legacy of the Void, been playing the game for 2 months. If you only watch these, just a little
My
quick update.
man.
Been playing a lot for 2 months. Been streaming less, which makes these Bronze 2 Masters even better because I have more knowledge to share with you guys, and I think that's just wonderful. I'm doing a 24-hour live stream right now, but that's irrelevant for the VOD. And this will be posted on YouTube if you're watching the stream tomorrow, or no, probably when I wake up Saturday or Sunday. Anyhow, let's get into it. I got one of my subs to let me borrow his account. Assuming everything goes to plan, episode 2 will be on that same account. I don't have the hotkeys done. I don't have anything set up, so we're going to get right into it. It's going to be EU ladder. I haven't done the placements. We're going to leave all of them, and then we're going to grind back up. Because
My
usually when you lose
man.
all 5, you just it's the end after that. If there's any tips or during this, I'm sorry for the disturbance. No song requests, and no little overlay that says recent tip or whatever, but that's not so bad. All right. Sound, I think it's pretty okay. Like, there's nothing too I'm not a big fan of ambient at all. That's something I always turn off. Graphics, some people like texture ultra is a little bit too ambitious, but some people prefer hybrid, some people prefer low. I'm a big fan of medium just because people that watch streams like medium. And I've gotten used to medium. Mouse and keyboards, I usually disable that. I don't know why it was enabled. Disable window key, that's up to your preference. Smart cursor. That is actually a pretty cool addition. Like, if I move over, it goes to on my second monitor, so that's for dual monitor setup. I actually never used this in StarCraft yet, but just to show you, that's what it does. It's a little bit funky, and you can make it super small, but I wouldn't mess too much with that. I do 70, 40, 40, just preference. Gameplay. All right, now we're getting into the nitty gritty of the. I don't think they've added anything here from Legacy of the Void. I always do unclickable, show live bar unit always, because it lists everything it does. Normal only show when holding a hotkey. Targeting shows friendly units when targeting. Beneficial ability and enemy units when targeting. Targeting is just not good. Selected is good if you're like observing, and damage is what some people use, but always is what you should really use, even if it doesn't look so pretty. Show flyer helper always. There's no reason not to have it on always. Enable simple command card. That is most of the time turned on by default. You want to turn that off. Display build grid, really important for sim cities. Walling off versus Zerg. Always show worker status. That's to see how many workers you have on gas and minerals. Show alerts, important. Enable enemy units. That's actually disabled by default. Some of you guys, if you're new to the game, go turn this on. It means you can click on a building that's being built, and you can see what it is. A factory and a barracks look the same when they're freshly started. A pylon and a dark shrine look similar if you can click on it. Goes for Zerg buildings as well. When enabled, StarCraft can automatically restart a window from a minimized state when important event occurs. Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. I didn't realize it was doing that until today, I think. Colorblind mode, up to you. Display, team colored life bar. This is actually, I don't like this at all. Enable additional team color. The team color thing to me is a big turnoff. I watch a stream and it's too colorful. I just want simple information. I don't want colorful Christmas. Select our larva, yeah. Show current, yeah. And okay, next up, social. Timestamps can be useful if you like to chat. And that's pretty much it. Language irrelevant.
My
This
man.
is actually useful if you're in Australia, if you're from you know, West Coast, East Coast, you can choose your preferred server. On EU, there's only one server, but if you're on an A, you can choose your best server. Sometimes if you choose East and someone chooses West, you realistically will never play versus each other. So it really depends. And default in case we watch a replay. Hotkeys, alright. So let's go back to standard. Let's go to cameras. Shift F2. Shift F3. F4. F5. And I'm going to try not to have like really high APM. So what does the camera locations do? A lot of people will ask very quickly on my streams because they'll see, you know, the screen jumping around, or on most streams really. What it does is you can hotkey a location. So you hotkey your first base, your second base, your third base. If your forges are in your main base, then you press F2, jump to location 1, and you go and chrono boost your forges. If they're in the second base, you press F3, third base F4, you get the point. You get dropped, your minerals or your probes are under attack. Whoops. And, hold on. Oh, what have I done? Okay. And, your probes are under attack, you get dropped. You can press F2, grab your probes, send them to F3. Now I kind of messed up that, I think. And this one's messed up. Jump to list alert. What is that? Select army units. Okay, I think restore. Okay, I think we're good. But there's something here. Ah, see, Shift F8. I ran out of. Sometimes I can do it with the split with my pig key and my index, just like this. But sometimes I whip it, and I did just that. All right, so that's the camera. That's important. Control groups. I use tilde, which is left of 1. And I use Q, which is for my forges. Now, so we're going to add them again here. Whoops, I messed that up big time. No, actually, that was fine. What am I doing? Right, and then Q. And then here is important as well. What did I do here? Alright. And one of the things that I might make a video about, and this is because I haven't been using this at all, the Alt 1 to Alt 2 and the Alt Shift to 1, that's something I don't use in my games yet because I use the camera for center on current location. That was convenient for me in the Heart of the Swarm, but with this new feature, with the control groups, it is not, and that's something I need to move. I have to adapt. So, but it won't be done for this episode. Probably the next one, as I'm waiting for some big matches to pass to do it. So like on the 10th of January, I should be able to do it. Choose ability or AI target. This is how you warp in zealots very quickly. If you've ever seen me warp in very quickly, this is with this. There's a way to do it with multiple, like Stalker, High Templar, whatever. I'm not entirely sure how. I know I can find out, and it might be for the next episode where I improve my hotkeys as well. When I do the alt thing, I might do all the units as well. Those are little changes I want to make about my hotkeys. We're gonna name this row, and really that's it. So fast warp in, camera locations, control group. We're ready to play, or actually we're ready to leave 5 games in a row. And Merry Christmas to everyone, by the way, in chat. If you have any strategy question, feel free to hit me up. Alright. No! I wanted to be the one to leave. Alright. So this bronze player, I'll just leave the rest. Maybe I'll leave the rest plus one more. Yeah, I'm purposely gonna place in bronze and then work from the way up. And so for the first episode or two, the builds are gonna be really basic, really simple. Like they're not gonna be pro build orders. They're gonna be like something that I think can carry you despite being inefficient at my level. So, you know, whenever someone asks me, what do you think of Zealot Archon? Zealot Archon in my level doesn't always work and it's very situational. But in bronze, you can get a lot done. What do you prefer versus Ravager, Roach? Disruptor versus Ravager, Roach. Disruptor versus Lurkers. And there are other things you can make, but Disruptors usually versus those 4 units, the Lurker, the Hydra, the Roach, and the Ravager, is pretty good.
My man!
Thank you for the follow. Oh, actually, there's a sound option that enable play in background. There you go. I made some tea just for this. The stream has been live for 9 hours. I just realized during the Bronze to Master there's not going to be any countdown, but it's been live for 9 hours now. Yeah, we'll show some adepts. No, this guy left before me. Damn it. He's ruining my placement matches.
My man!
Thank you for the follows, guys. At the highest level of play, how would you rank the 3 races? I'd say Zerg on top, Protoss in second, and Terran third.
My man! My man!
I'm glad you like the follow alert. Alright, I'm ready to leave before him. Alright. Starting to be a skill. Do you use the hotkey for jump to last alert? No. I actually dislike that alert very strongly. And we've placed into bronze, boys. But just to be safe, we're gonna throw one more game away. Just because, one of the dudes was leaving versus us. By the way, guys, I'm doing a big giveaway. Type !giveaway in chat to have more info. It should be in the title. Alright, it's in the title now. Alright, we're good to go, guys. We're good to go. The first game, I'll be explaining everything. And we'll be doing this for the next, there's no countdown. There's no timer, eh? When was it? We'll be doing this for the next about hour. 50-minute-ish. Oh, I got the same guy. Yeah, I always play Protoss. I off race with Zerg and Terran sometimes, but oh. All right, we'll get there, guys. We'll get there. I hope he doesn't leave. Maybe he's only playing random to get like a specific race or something. All right. There's not a whole lot of people in bronze. We're the 1%. Oh, same guy. Yeah, bronze EU, where the drunk people go to leave the games right away. So how many games did he give me? He gave me 3 wins, right? So I won 5 games right now. 118 weeks ago on Whirlwind. Jesus. And Belcher Vestige. Alright. Here's our first game. For reals, please. So we're playing versus a Zerg. We're playing versus a Zerg on Prion Terrace. Prion Terrace is one of the hardest maps for Protoss because of the golds. But we're gonna try, because there's 2 golds. In fact, there's 6 gold. You want a gold base? You want a gold base? You get a gold base. Everyone gets a gold base. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plan on 14. I was showing you guys the the gold bases, so my first plan on was a little bit late, but that's okay. So we're gonna plan on 14. We're gonna gate on 15. We're gonna gas on 16. Actually, we're gonna gate on 16. Gas on 16, and that is the safest opener you can do versus Zerg. Like having something at your wall. I put my scanning probe on a control group, I put my gate on a control group, and I put my nexus on a control group, so that I can just tap in between everything and be there when I need to. We're gonna I'm debating with inside myself, like we're gonna put down a core before we expand, just to be safe. Like, keep in mind this is a bronze build, alright? So if you think like you're gold and you think this wouldn't work, you might be right, alright? So we see a gas here. We see a gas in a spawning pool. So let's get the cyber core. Let's keep producing probes. Okay, we'll just make circles like a bronze player would while we slow down and do everything. So we got a core on 20. My man, thank you for the sub, Arnold. So we got a core, we got a gate. We need another panon at the natural. So every map has different sim cities, as you can see right here. There's like a little entrance for my zealot right here, and that's why I'm putting my wall this way. We're gonna get warp gate. I had 2 on gas by mistake. He actually ended up killing my probes. So I'm trying to explain everything. I'm struggling a little bit. Okay, so he had a gas. So he's gonna have either speedling or speedling and overlord drop.
My man.
So we're gonna have to be a little bit careful. So we're gonna full, well, not full wall, but we're gonna wall here. So we're gonna go up to 3 gates. 3 gates, and then we'll take a 3rd. It's pretty simple build order that can be done at any level. We're gonna get the mothership. We got an adept. Now the adept is gonna sit here. Thank you for all the follows, guys. So, the adept is gonna sit here, and then we're just gonna make probes. Behind this, we're gonna make a sentry, and we're gonna continue making probes. Now, we're not massing sentries. This is not Heart of the Swarm. We're gonna do one sentry, and then we're gonna chrono boost Warp Gate, and we'll make a bunch of adepts, and we'll take a third. Adepts are really good in the short term, in the early to mid game. They're not so good versus roaches, but they clean up pretty much everything else, and they're pretty beefy, they're pretty tanky. And so yeah, so we'll hotkey the sentry on 2, we have the adept on 1, and we'll actually make adepts out of all the gates because my chrono boost is a little bit, my warp gate is a little bit delayed. Actually, this might finish too early, but whatever. So we'll get ready for a third. We're making probes. Now, this is a bronze build, alright? We're not going to expand that early. We're going to get a forge. We're going to get a robo. We're going to make more adepts. And now, I can't, like, the thing is I could tell you to go and kill workers with adepts, but at bronze level, that's actually pretty hard. So we're just going to move out here with these adepts, and we're just gonna go and see what he has at his third. We're not gonna go, we're gonna use the shade to escape. So we got the forge, we got the robo, we got some pylons, and we grab a third. So around 4 minutes. So you see there's a lot of links here, so I don't have to run away. I might be able to end the game. He's got speed, so we're gonna have to be careful. We're gonna poke up the ramp, and we're gonna shade away. So we're poking up the ramp, trying to see anything, and I shaded away, but I don't see anything here, so we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna shade away again. The last thing I want is to lose this. Here we're gonna get +1, we're gonna get an immortal, and see, the roaches here is good enough for me to leave. I killed the queen, I killed a few workers, I killed all the slings, and once I saw roaches take immortals, and they take some disruptors to beat. We'll get the gases here. The mothership was inside the main. I don't think he's going to overlord drop me, but we're going to leave 2 pylons to see if he's overlord dropping, just to have some vision. Knowledge is everything. A wise man once said, named Apollo. Great British caster. Alright, so we're chrono boosting the robo and the forge. After 2 immortals, we'll get a disruptor. Center camera location. And transfer some workers now. This is gonna mine out very soon, like around 7 or 8. So I pre-transfer 4 workers to my third base. Now, once we get a 4th, I'm actually gonna be around 60, 62 probes, and that's not gonna be enough. So when I get my 4th, I'm gonna probe up a bit more. Oh, my man, Nightshade. Thank you for the $5 tip. Merry Christmas, Mark. I hope you have a great holiday. Brad Nightshade. I hope you have a great holiday too. Alright, so we need a gate explosion. So we're gonna explode of... So we're on 3 gates. 5 gates would put us at 8 gates. We're gonna go up to 10 gates. I'm doing it all at once because I'm a noob, but it's okay, because we're here to learn, right? Now, we see a lair. We see a Rotorn. We see 2 Evo chambers. We see 3 gases so far. And we see a lot of roaches. So, the threat of mutas of 3 gases is very unlikely. So, I'm not in any rush to add a Stargate or to pressure the Zerg right away. Once these gates kick in, it'll be nice to attack with 2 disruptors and a war prism. And once I move out, and once all my money is spent, I'm gonna get Blink. I'm gonna continue chronoing the Forge, and this is continuing to be chrono boosted. Once I move out and I have spent all my money on units, it'll be okay to grab a 4th. Now my disruptors are on control 3. It's the same principle as the High Templars. You want to put them on a separate control group so that they don't they don't move forward and die all by themselves. So I'm ready to move out. I'm hotkeying the Warp Prism. I have enough pylons. My forges are chrono boosting. I can make another disruptor if I think that I might lose one. Usually, you know, at my level, making a robo unit while you're moving across the map is not so great, but we're supposed to be bronze. And if everything goes to shit, I have the mothership where I can recall. And so let's get the engagement. Send a bubble. You can try to micro it after you send it. It's a little bit like bowling, you know. And time warp, another force field. And we did it. We have won the game. Alright. So we're getting some achievements to make us feel better. It's always nice. Let's play another one. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in chat, by the way. Alright, a PvP versus a plat player. They're giving us tough opponents pretty early
My
on.
man.
Thanks for the follow. Alright. What? What? So you expect to be GM at the end of the stream? On my main account on NA, possibly, yes, but not on this Bronze to Master. We're gonna do Bronze to Master for 1 hour, because explaining every single thing I do for more than an hour is redundant a little bit. I like the talk. I don't think enough about guest timings and stuff. Good. My real skill level is GM on an A, and very close to GM on EU. No, I don't know why so many people are leaving versus me, to be honest. It might be because my MMR is in bronze or something. And people are running away from me, yeah. I'm not sure what's going on. Alright, so we have a Terran, a Silver Terran on Ruins of Seras. It's a good map for Terran. It's a very big map. We're gonna... So, I think the toughest part of doing a Bronze to Master in the first or second episode before I reach Gold is to do very simple build orders. I have to simplify the matchup quite a lot, and but versus Terran, I think you have enough wiggle room that doing a faster expand than what I did versus that Zerg, I think it'll be okay. Because versus Zerg, you know, they can rush you with Zerglings, and so doing a Gate Gas Nexus versus Zerg is a lot more dicey than doing a Gate Gas Nexus versus Terran, where the only thing you'll face early game is a Reaper, unless they go crazy and they proxy some barracks. But if they do that, we can still be okay. Of course, when you get cheesed early, there's always that moment of panic and uncertainty where you're not sure what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. So it's okay if you try this build and you die to cheese, because You just need to watch the replay a little bit and try to understand that good pylon positioning and stalkers and the mothership will save you so many times. So we went for a 19 Nexus. Oh, we scout him first. That's great. So we scout him first. We see the gas. Most likely going to be a Reaper. We'll try to get out. Probably an expand here. No expand. Alright, so we'll go back in. Hold on, I think he's putting down the expand now. So he's putting down the expand, so we can leave. I'd go back home, but I don't think he scouted me yet, and so I don't want to give that away for free. Plus, if he chases my probe, it'll waste time with his Reaper. Now, Mothership is the first thing I make to defeat incoming Reaper. I put the spine on here for Water Mines later on. So, if you were to get cheese, you would have to make additional pylons, even though they wouldn't be useful for supply, just for defense. So we're getting the mothership, we're getting a stalker, the Nexus finishes. So that gives us a little bit of an early lead. It's not too greedy. I haven't seen any Protosses die because of this consistently, so don't be worried. I'm gonna put on a recharge here. We try to get a probe. So 1 photon of recharge does 30 damage. So 2 shots a Reaper. It's quite nice. We're gonna get a Robo. We're gonna get a Robo, and I think we're gonna get... Blink is really good at my level, but I don't know if a bronze player would find it so useful. So I think we'll just add a Forge for detection. Because, you know, miss-microing an observer can be a pretty easy thing to do. And then we'll add additional gates. One base worth of income is worth... can supply 4 production buildings. So just think about that for a second. If I have 16 probes on minerals, I can produce out of 4 production buildings. Now, of course, as I'm setting up my expand, I have a lot of other costs, other investments, such as pylons, production, gases, and so on. And so for now, it's okay that I don't have, like for example, I'm at 16 here and 16 there. It's okay I don't have 8 buildings worth of production. So we're gonna do 1 observer for now. We're gonna cannon up for detection. So keep in mind this is bronze, so the guy could rush you at the front and you could still die. But this is middle of the road, safe versus a lot of various different things. We'll get a sentry for Guardian Shield. Alright, so the observer is about to scout. Now we can get an idea of what tools we're gonna need to win the game. So we see a lot of Marines. Stalkers are not so bad. Adepts are not so bad, sorry. Stalkers can be good with Blink, but that's... Oh, and we see 5 racks. Okay, so this guy doesn't care about the late game at all. So we're gonna get disruptors. We're gonna get a wall of pylons for photon of recharge. We're gonna get one supply block right now. We're gonna stop probe production. And what else are we gonna get? We're gonna make a little bit more sentries so I can force field, so he can't rush past my pylons. Try to work on your unit positioning just a little bit. So my upgrade here is done. I'll get armor. And with disruptors, it's going to be really hard for him. I think I'm going to grab a 3rd, but I think I'm going to grab it here. Because, I mean, so like I said, 16 probes on each mineral line equals 8 buildings worth of production. Right now, the robo counts too. So right now we have 7. So we'll add 8 exactly. And let's get the Twilight Council. So you see, that's a big army. I could lose, even with. Actually, let's cancel that gate and put the gate here so that these pylons. Because my reflex is going to be to warp here, and I don't want to be screwed. Okay, so the disruptor will be ready at some point. I'm going to make the third just because I don't have anything else to spend my money on right now. So you saw, like, I think if you focus my disruptor, you might have won, to be honest. I didn't say anything during the battle. I kind of, like, was shocked at the amount of units he had. So sorry about that. But I think we'll watch the replay just to do justice to that game. My opponent was in silver. I don't know if he's a real silver or anything like that. But, so I started transferring a little bit from the main. I have 3 disruptors. I need a warp prism. We can bring a pylon in the meantime while we don't have. Thank you for the follow. And I see if I have a good vision of him. Now, before I throw my disruptor ball, it's gonna do like you're under attack message. So you have to be careful. Like, he should know about it. Or not. So he tried. GG. Like, it kind of tells you, like, I think his units were on hold position because it's you're supposed to, the way the AI works with the disruptor is, it makes your units want to attack the disruptor ball, not the disruptor itself, but the Nova. Your units want to attack it, so that's why you always see the units clump up unless they're split up or they're put on hold position. But yeah, let's just watch a replay just for that crucial battle that happened. It's the same with Ravagers. We'll say like your units are under attack when the Ravager shot is started. Like, the Ravager shot is launched, and even though it hasn't reached destination yet, even though it hasn't landed, it's gonna give you a warning. Alright. That guy had a pretty good APM for a silver player. I love this Protoss music. It's so good. It's so inspiring. Well, I mean, he was doing a 5 racks no upgrade build, so it's pretty easy not to float. I don't know if it's safe to say silver or not. Alright, so this is the crucial battle. I didn't say a single word because I was too busy. I was too worried I was going to die. But basically, what happens is you Guardian Shield. As soon as you engage your Guardian Shield, you force field to trap some of the army. And then you throw Let's go back even just a little bit. All right, so we'll put my my camera to see what I'm selecting. All right, here we go. So my disruptor has just joined. Imagine I don't have my disruptor there. He's got like 1,000 more army value than I do because I have so many more production and tech. All right, so Guardian Shield doesn't reach everyone, but I'm still trying. The force fields, the disruptor shot. Try to aim it a little bit. You see, like how what I did is when you cast it. Look at my selection at the bottom. So when you cast it, when you cast the disruptor, so you see I'm selecting everything, Guardian Shield, Force Field. Then I take the disruptor, I throw it, and then I select. I select the orb. You see right there, there's like 2 seconds left. I select the orb, and then I click back into the units right here, and then it gets a big chunk. And then after that, photon overcharge with the mothership. Mothership was a little bit out of position. Cast photon overcharge on as many units as possible. Another Guardian Shield. Warp in some adepts. But at that point, those could have been stalkers. I wouldn't have changed anything. Stalkers are a better investment if you're looking to build up the backbone of your army. Like, adepts are temporary, stalkers are forever. As in, like, I can reuse the stalkers, but the adepts, they're just like, they're there to die, or they're there to harass. They're not there to get to 200, like. But my stalkers, I care about them. I want them until I get max to 200 supply. But my adepts, I don't. I hope it makes sense. Oh, you wanted the warning for the Arnold. Just because you subbed, Arnold, we're gonna go back one more time. We're gonna go to the end of the replay. I'll be quick. It was a short replay. What single player campaign do you like the most? I think Wings of Liberty because everything was so new, but Legacy was pretty epic. Nice silver replay. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I just want to show you guys what I mean when it says like you're being under attacked. I'm pretty sure his units were on hold position at that point in the game. We'll get there very shortly anyway. There was a lot of marauders. Mixing in Immortals with versus Terran is they're pretty good. They're pretty beefy. They're pretty useful, especially since Terrans will do tanks more often now. All right, so I'm gonna move out on the minimap. All right, we're even gonna cut the sound. So you see, I think his units are on hold position, but I'm not 100% certain. So you see, like, before the ball killed his unit, it says, we can use some help here. And they weren't on old position. So it doesn't, like, I was half right, half wrong. It doesn't make you want to attack the ball, but it tells you you're being attacked. So again, slowly. So he's not looking. So I might just show you what... So, hold on. We'll put his camera again.
Base is under attack.
So you see, like, we can use some help here, and I didn't attack with anything other than move up the disruptor to get that shot. That big juicy shot that got me like 17 kills. But anyway, moving on to the next game. We've played one game versus Zerg, one game versus Terran. We haven't played versus Protoss yet. Alright. That's gonna hurt your soul to see, yeah. Alright, so we have a PvP on Ulrina. Ulrina is a map of its own. It's totally different than any other map. At least in PvP, you have to play much safer than any other matchup. Right. So, we spawn on the bottom location. This is our natural, this is our third, this is our fourth, our sixth, our seventh, our eighth base. So in PvP, the mothership can come and harass because of the short hair distance. This is their base, by the way. And so we just have to be ready. Make a gate. We make a 16 gates, 16 gas. What else do? We add a second gate. So after we put down a second gate, we're gonna be scouting. Right, let's scout. Alright. We're gonna need a second pylon. Like I said, the mothership can be quite annoying, so this am I getting cannon rush? I got worried there for a second. Right. So he's scouting me early, but that's fine. But yeah, this pylon is gonna cover versus mothership or Oracle harass. Right, so he's got a faster cybernetic core, but that's because I went 2 gates. So you grab the... What? You grab much later. Oh, so you went for a quick expand. So versus this, you can pylon rush because his gases are super late. There's a lot of things that are wrong. So this is gonna be a good opportunity for you to rush. Like, you might mess it up, but I think it's really hard to mess up. Like really, really hard. Alright, so after, do we have enough gas for stalkers here? We have enough gas for stalkers. Adept might be a little bit easier, to be honest, but we'll do stalkers because, you know, adepts they require a little bit less micro to get work done. So I'm building a pylon right here, and we can build a pylon here as well, next to his mineral line. That's gonna be great to foot on a recharge. We're gonna chrono my stalkers. So he's chasing my probe right now, it seems. I don't think he understands how strong what I'm about to do is. I actually could have made a pylon next to his pylon and unpowered everything. That would have been nice as well. Oh, he actually...
My man.
So he didn't pay attention to his stalker died. And we can expand after that. Not that it matters. So this is why you don't fast expand on this map. Alright, so we've won our third game. So be careful when you play on Arena. You should always 2-gate, then you can poke with the mothership, you get some stalkers, and then you try to expand.
My man.
Because pylon rushes are really hard to beat. Alright, another PvP, this time on Dust Tower, so we're gonna be a little bit more... we're gonna be a little bit more standard. I always Nexus first, no matter. No wonder it never works. Well, I'm not an expert on Nexus first because I do gate gas Nexus, but on Arena I know for a fact, 100% that Nexus first doesn't work. But this game we're gonna gate gas. I mean, even if you're bronze, I don't think expanding later than that will do you any good. If you die a lot to adepts, and we get another PvP after this, I'll show you a slower pace expand with a little bit more units to defend versus adepts. So if you're having a lot of troubles defending adept, I don't know what this guy will do to me, but if he does adept and I break it, you can see how to beat it, and if I don't break his adepts, then I'll do something that should help you versus adepts in the next PvP that I get. Alright, so 2 in gas, Nexus on 19, Scout afterwards. So I see his cheeky probe around, making sure there's no shenanigans, cannon rushes. I don't want him to steal my gas, but it is not the end of the world if he does, because of the timing of my expand. Now, once upon a time, I was the kind of guy to make adepts with my gate, and I would die a lot to proxy gates. But proxy gates nowadays with a stalker and a mothership is easily, well, I wouldn't say easily, but is manageable as long as you add a second gate before warp gate, and then you produce out of those 2 gates. Now, his core just finished. I see 1 gas, but not 2. I make a stalker. He's probably got an expand going. No, he doesn't. I'm quite shocked at what this guy's doing. He's maybe off balance. He can't find his tempo. This is chrono boosting warp gate, and he's making a mothership. I knew because of like the little light above the Nexus. Oh, so he decided to do that. Like, you know, when you make a mothership, there's like a light that wanted to go to like the mothership is coming from heaven, or whatever. So we got a stalker. Now we're gonna get a Twilight Council. Blink is just so good. At bronze level, maybe not as good, but versus Oracle for defense, you should still be trying your best to blink and catch any units you can. Because I don't know if adepts are coming, it's good to be adventurous with your first stalker. So we'll leave the second one at home, but the first stalker, like, you want to go up here and see if an adept's coming your way. And if it is, you stop shooting it and you run back. And then with a pylon inside your natural and pylons inside your main, photon overcharge and 2 stalkers, you should be okay versus adepts. Like, you shouldn't lose an infinite amount of workers. So we need the robo because we don't know if it's gonna be DTs or anything. And so the
Yo, real quick, what's the square root of 7?
oh Jesus, I got trolled. I forgot that I was on TeamSpeak. Good thing it wasn't anything like porno or anything. But oh, so he's scouting me with a probe. But yeah, the thing is, it's a little bit hard to scout until you get an observer. Okay. So the sentry will help us scout. We'll put our units in position such as a DT can't really kill us so quickly. Upgrades on the forge are not as important as they used to be. We'll make 2 observers, 1 to scout and 1 for home. Now in higher leagues, this isn't necessarily the best way to do it, 2 observers, but given that we're still, or that we're in silver right now, we'll go for that. So I have Blink that's chrono boosting, and I have an Observer, and I'm gonna make Immortals. The way you should want to play this matchup is to go for Stalkers, into Immortals, into Disruptors. I really didn't want to use my Guardian Shield for because I wanted to hallucinate and see the status of his third, but I figured I would win the battle more convincingly if I did. Alright, so Chrono Boost the Forge and then Chrono Boost the Robo. No third. Some Stalkers, lots of Pylons. We're not going to move there anytime soon. Another gate, some more Pylons, 4 gates. Probably no Blink. And a Robo. And let's take a look at what he has at the Natural. Immortal Production, some Pylons in case he wants to move towards our base. Natural, oh, the Dark Shrine, the cheeky Dark Shrine. Now, there's probably going to be a Warp Prism with that, so we're going to cannon up. After the Immortal, we're going to go into Disruptors. And we'll take a look at his third timing with the Observer. And you don't want to be in a place that's too obvious with your Observer, because you don't want to get sniped. And so versus someone that has a Robo like that, actually what we're going to do is we're going to set everything near that cannon, and we're going to send the Stalkers inside the main base. One of the reasons I like Blink so much is to catch Warp Prisms and Adapts and Oracles. And so he's just coming with everything in the front. We'll make some... See, I can even catch the DTs. He's right there. So I wasn't able to catch him, but Observer Speed versus someone that goes DTs is not that bad. Did he just run home? I can't see him anymore. I don't know where he is. Okay. And so anyway, keep the upgrades rolling. When you have a third, you want a second Robo. That's just always nice. As always, the reminder, 4 production building per base. We're on 3 base, we need 12. Let's see. Let's see that macro, you baddie Destro. So I see a third much later than mine. When you have your third, transfer 4 workers from your main to your third, because the main mines out a lot quicker. Well, not quicker, but it mines out quicker than a Heart of the Swarm. Get some Stalkers, get more Pylons. At that point in the game, if you are really ahead, one way you can lose is for them to snipe your single cannon, so you can double up on cannons if you want to make sure to not lose. Alternatively, or whatever that word is, you can keep one of your observers inside your main base. That way, you will never run out of detection. And you see, you can find some friends as well. Oh God. Alright, so I made some gates, but I didn't count. I'm 4 years old, and what is this? What is counting? Alright, so we have 2 robos, and we have 10 gates. So that's 12 production building per 3 base. We did it, Reddit. Now, one of the problems that I have is that those gates were added a little bit late, so I instantly am a little bit behind on macro. Now, I have 5 disruptors, blink stalkers. This is really hard to micro if you're in silver or in bronze, but this is also the way it works. Like, oh, well, there's a lot of archons, but still, I really think this is the way it works. So we're gonna need a Warp Prism. Let's make another disruptor, more stalkers, and unless he has charge lots, I think I can take a good fight here. So we're gonna try to park ourselves in a position that... Okay, so he's got the observer here. Oh. Pop Guardian Shield. Try to throw a ball or two and pull back. Like pulling him back into your balls is just really good. And all my balls are on cooldown, but my army at this point is just so much bigger. Then you can blink back. The Stargate was for Oracle. You have to be careful to not kill your own units like that. That's not good. But in this case, it's not gonna matter. Actually, he's got some DTs, I think. Or he could make some DTs. I don't know if he did. I'm bringing my... always hotkey to War Prism. I'm still trying to look out for DTs, but I haven't seen any of them. Maybe he forgot that he's got DTs. Because he sniped my observer. That observer's coming, but... just OP disruptors. You gotta love when people complain about something being OP in a mirror matchup. It's like, where's the logic?
My man.
My man, thank you for the follow. All right, so we're still in silver. Let's do one more game of Bronze to Master, and then we'll go back to laddering on NA on my soon-to-be GM account. All right. So we have another PvP.
My man.
So I'm gonna make a slower build, just in case. And this map's good for Adept Harass, so it might pay off. Just a slower build. We're gonna get the core before the expand, which is gonna allow us to have faster Stalker, faster Mothership, which is gonna help defending Adept builds. If you have any questions at any point in time, make sure to use @DestroFighting in the chat, and I'll try to answer. What's a reasonable time for Dark Templars to hit his base? I don't know. I haven't rushed DTs and Legacy. Merry Christmas, by the way, guys. Yeah, disruptors are tricky, because a good split will indeed break your legs. DT drop still works, yes. So he's scouting me. I hope he doesn't try to block my Nexus. But then again, I'm going for a slower build. So we got the core. We got the core, and then we have the Nexus. So it's a little bit slower, not as greedy, and hopefully helps you a little bit defending Adepts. Wait. Okay, so there's a probe here waiting to make a Nexus, but so we have a gate. Do we have 2 gates? So usually you don't want to pull that many workers to defend, but I wanted to make a stand and not lose anything. So my second gas is a little bit late. I was busy talking, but so this guy played slow as well. He's not pushing me with the adapts. My Nexus is faster than his. Actually, I explained a little bit how to control the disruptors in a previous game, Abs. So maybe you'll have to hit up the YouTube to see that part of the episode, or the Twitch VOD. Alright, so we want the mothership. No, this probe is just dead, right? Actually, he had only one probe there, so there might be a proxy. We have to be very careful. Thank you for the follow. We see a robo. Maybe there's no proxy, but it's still good to always be thinking about the next step. Alright, so we have a stalker. We're not gonna make any disruptors this game. We're gonna spam blink. Cause he made a robo, and so I could lose to a gold player. But I'm gonna cannon up. I'm gonna skip the robo entirely. Yeah. We're gonna put a gate. We're gonna proxy a gate right here. It's not something I recommend, past maybe plat or diamond, because I don't know. It seems pretty dirty, but maybe past diamond. So we're gonna proxy a gate here, and we're gonna rush blink. Rushing blink is gonna take a little bit of time, but that's what I think. I think 3 gas will be more than enough. Okay, so we'll move this just in case, because if the mothership core gets close or whatever, or an observer, actually. Right, so we're gonna get a cannon inside the main base as soon as we can. Oh, this doesn't even touch the Nexus. It's not a great pylon at all. Alright, so, and I'm gonna need an additional pylon for the cannon. Alright, so we have 3 gates here. I want more. 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure if this build without the robo might be the smartest, but because Warp Prism is great just for getting on the high ground, and if I blink everything up here, then I can fight at the top of his ramp, and that can be a bad position for him. But alright, so it seems to be working out pretty decently so far. See, the observer is seeing a lot of what I'm doing. Maybe we can kill it before it goes out. No, we can. Alright, we can kill it. This is a risky warp in, because you don't know if he's got vision of that, and he's ready to move in on. He's ready to move on to it. So he ran into my cannon. There's no gold yet. I have blink. As soon as it's warping in, the warp-in is faster, by the way. It doesn't need to be fully morphed. He was ready to grab a 3rd, and I'm just ready to attack him. You poke the Immortal like that for the shield to pop, and then you can aggressive blink onto it. Move out when he pops Photon Overcharge. Kite as much as you can. Warp in. And he left. See, he didn't have much. And that just came down to him not scouting well enough with the observer. Like, he had a lot of information. The lack of my fort gas. What else he could have seen? The cannons made it a little bit harder for him, but the lack of robo was a big tell, and the lack of fort gas. And he was getting the robo bay, he was getting the blinks, he had the gates, he had like 5 gates, he had the forge, but he overprobed as well. If you made a robo, why are you going for blink? Yeah, he could have made 3 immortals or 4, and this could have failed. That's a very good question. Why am I going for blink? Just because I wanted to show a different build. Because Blink is possible and viable. Is it still 3 gate per Nexus? No, it's 4 production buildings per Nexus. I went 6 there because I didn't probe. Did I go 6? Yeah, I went. Yeah, I went 6 there because I did an earlier timing and I didn't probe as much. But at the end, I think I could have added a 7th gate. So he went like he was ready. He overprobed it a little bit, I think. What would you have done if he had enough army to defend? Just take a third. It's a good question. What I would have done. Take a third. Take a third and contain him. Because you have a lot of stalkers. You make a concave at the bottom of his ramp. He's kind of stuck. You add a robo. And you get ready for everything. Is it possible to get accurate scouting info against a Silver League player? Is it possible? It's like... I don't know. It's hard to say. Like... Accurate, maybe not 100%, but you should have a decent idea of what they're doing based on like how much they should have and yeah, how much they should have. Like if you see a guy like on 3 gates at like 10 minutes on 2 base, scout the map, he might have a hidden expand, stuff like that, you know? You don't know what to look for? Well, that's what we're going to focus on the next episode. Hopefully, as we play more other players, we get different builds. And we get to scout more. Alright, guys. So this has been episode 1 of Bronze to Master. If you're watching the stream, this is going to be available on YouTube. If you're watching YouTube, the next episode is going to be next week. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. Make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment if you have any questions. What makes me... there's nothing that makes me happier than responding to YouTube comments when you guys have questions and want to learn. So make sure to hit me up with that, and I'll see you guys next week.